The Big Ten has made a statement based off of what happened with Nebraska, admitting that the officiating call that cost Nebraska against Ohio State. The statement from Kerry Kenny, the Big Ten office goes as follows. During Nebraska's final drive of the first half, on second down with 2 yards to gain on Ohio State's 39-yard line, the ball was incorrectly spotted after the run by Cornhusker running back Emmett Johnson. The ball carrier crossed the 37-yard line. The first down should have been awarded to Nebraska. Replay should have stopped the game to review the spot since it involved a line to gain. I am sure that as you're watching that and you saw it, and here's the replay of it, you were shocked as well.
Because you see that, I'm like, he clearly got the first down.
Right.
But then you see the clock going, I'm like, what? So I just figured they would recorrect it. They'd probably take some time. Hey, please set the clock back to a minute and some change, whatever the time was. But it didn't happen. And Nebraska has to call timeout in this scenario. And you're just like, how? You see the replay, and listen, being a referee is tough.
It's hard,
But spotting a football is not that difficult. And to not spot it within 2 yards it's comical.
Yeah. Multiple mistakes.
It seems like Nebraska's been on this side the last, decade of these crazy calls. It's just, like Rule said, man, it's just enough with apologies, right?
Just get it right.
On Sundays, just get it right and get it fixed.
Defense looked great, made so many great plays, made those two great running backs look pretty pedestrian, along with only really giving up 4 explosive plays.
Yeah, the breakdowns on the back end. I mean, I thought just the way Jamari Butler and MJ Sherman, the way they played together on the edge, really complimented Ty Robinson, Nash Hutmacher, and then Deshaun Singleton on the back end played one of his best games. To think about, Ohio State, I believe, only converted 1 third down the entire game. And it was a QB sneak where there actually was a false start that wasn't called. So I thought the most impressive moments for Nebraska's defense was when Ohio State was in 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
Nebraska was essentially undefeated in those downs, which I don't know if there's a lot of teams that can do that to a team like Ohio State. So that's something I think moving forward you can hang your hat on. It needs to carry over now to this week.
Jay, as a defensive lineman, if I'd have told you that 1/3 of the runs by Ohio State would be stuffed, meaning no gain or loss of yardage, you'd be shocked. But that's what they did. It was the best stuff performance I've seen from the
it was such a vastly different performance than what obviously we saw against Indiana. Right. So something clicked, right? Obviously, how they prepared from the Indiana game compared to the Ohio State game. I think the game plan was much more simplified. And I think the guys just played a little more pissed off that they performed so badly. And I always say when's the time of you being sick and tired? When you become sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? I feel like this defense kind of got to that point. But the ability, coming out and how poorly that first drive started for Nebraska, bobbling the kickoff, bobbling the first snap, and then come out for stuff them on 4th down right there. And it just set you up for success. It set you up for that mentality. And they were consistent. Obviously got the 2 big plays over top to their explosive wide receivers. That's going to happen. But the consistency they played with all day long was very encouraging. And it just makes you wonder what exactly happened in that Indiana game to where it is now. But they got to build off this. You got to take this momentum and how you performed, remember all those things that you did during that week and how you thought mentally, and take this and now get better and improve on this for these final 4 games.
7 3-and-outs. It's remarkable.
Compared to think about Indiana, I don't think there were any.
Yeah, right. I think they had 1 punt at the end of the game, right? Late in the game.
Kind of a mop-up punt.
Yeah, right.
But in terms of meaningful 3rd downs, Nebraska lost all of them the week before. So I don't know if there's ever been such a drastic switch against ranked opponents from week to week I've ever seen with Nebraska, where they have played as bad as you can play to the point where everybody in the fan base has almost turned on the team. I mean, they were like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. I'm done with it. I'm moving on, to the point where, oh my gosh, we almost pulled off the largest upset in program history and shocked Ohio State in their own stadium.
Yeah, it was Ohio State fans that were saying that at the end of the game. Let's get to 1-score losses, though. I mean, as good as this was, again, Nebraska's got an opportunity. They have a lead. They have a chance, and they fall short.
Multiple chances, right? I mean, they take the lead with about 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. They come right back out and score and play a break down the huddle. There's a couple little things, right? And that's what happens in these close games. It's the little things that matter. But then Nebraska defense does get another stop and get another opportunity. Obviously, the interception happens, but it felt that way, right? It just, even though they took the lead, and you're like, holy smokes, we're beating Ohio State on the road. It's just too soon. There's too much time left.
much time left, yeah.
And just, we've had too many Murphy's Law situations, right, in our mind where the Nebraska has leads and you give it up. And listen, they have talent. Ohio State utilized their talent, but just young quarterback, young players, just it's hard, man. It's hard to win on the road in close games. But that one was, I'd just like to have those couple of those plays back.
We get back to Dylan Raiola, but let's talk about the run game, because that's been the one thing we've been talking about a lot this season. How do you think Dowdell and others got going in the third quarter, and what that looked like?
Well, I think just number one, Dylan Raiola being able to take off and run a few times himself.
Really, yeah.
That opened up just a lot more other avenues where the defense had to kind of maybe account for more with Dylan Raiola, and then to see Dante Dowdell finally kind of bust out some runs on Ohio State's defense. We haven't seen that in terms of the 10-plus yard runs. I mean, there was one that could have been, a 50, 60-yard type play. It was, we've said that a lot with Dowdell. He's kind of been a shoestring away from breaking this or that. He had another one against Ohio State. This week, you'd like to see Nebraska break a run like that against UCLA.
Yeah. Jay, you've talked about it a lot. There's nothing more annoying to a defensive lineman than a quarterback that can run a little bit, right? We'd like to see that more from Dylan.
Yeah, most definitely. I think his ability to climb in the pocket, he didn't do that very well against Indiana. I get it at times. If you have good interior rushes, sometimes you got to climb outside the pocket to do that. But ideally, you'd like to climb up the middle. That's what he did a couple times against Ohio State. And you can pick up those first downs, especially when you have a lot of your secondaries in man-to-man coverage and their backs turned to the football. You can go grab 10, 11 yards easily. And this one, he grabbed, 30 plus. So,
38, yeah.
Yeah, he has the ability to do that. It's just the protection has to be clean. He has to have a good pocket. The coverage not there, just tuck it and run it, man, and utilize that. And I think hopefully that gave him some confidence. Because sometimes I think as a young quarterback, it's like, take care of the football. Don't do dumb things with the football. Don't fumble the football. So you get a little hesitant. But I love to see that he just kind of let it rip on some of those plays and just let it go and take what the defense gives you and just go play.
Ohio State didn't get much pressure against Oregon, so I think they came out saying we're going to get pressure. The big conversation is the screen game to try to get over that pressure. The thoughts on so they had 6 passing plays that went for minus yards.
Yeah, Nebraska, you feel like you get caught up in these pre-snap games where you think pressure looks coming and then they call it off and Nebraska calls a screen. And I feel like that was happening a lot where Nebraska thought pressure was coming. Ohio State technically only blitzed, I believe, 14 times. And they only got to Raiola 7 in the game itself in terms of him under pressure on throws. But Nebraska completed 10 screens for 28 yards in that game. Yeah. 10 screens for 28 yards. And we joke today on our show, we do that the first bad screen thrown that goes for like a loss or no gain, they're going to get a nice Memorial Stadium response from that.
Yeah. Emmitt Johnson had 4 catches, by the way, for 0 yards.
Mirror, I think affects that screen game. He's the best guy to catch it out of the backfield. I think Emmitt is second. But I think not having Ramir, that kind of hurt the screen game.
Let's talk about after the interception. Nebraska's at the 7-yard line. They have 4 plays. None of them were a throw. They do run the one sweep. Maybe it'd have been nice to run that shovel pass that they ran on the 2-point conversion, but your thoughts on that stop? Yeah,
ideally, Hartzog, you'd love to see him get in just because, just in those red zone situations, it's the field condenses so much, it's just so hard to get it going. It's 2 immediate runs up the middle. They tried to go on the edges, I believe, with Lloyd, get close, kind of get another bad spot, I thought, in that scenario.
The 1 to the 2.
Where Rule thought it was on the 1, so that's where they had, the bringing Robinson in as fullback and have him jump over the pile, as they did on the next touchdown. But it was just too far away. I'd love to see them get in the power formation, the power play they ran against Purdue and Rutgers, run the off-tackle power in that scenario. But, man, there's just a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Yeah. You'd love to see them get some points there. But obviously, Ohio State, man, they've got good players, too. They got scholarship players, too. And they bowed up and made a stop.
Let's talk about really one of the highlights of the game. John Hull goes out there and makes 3 field goals after – it's been the toughest thing for Nebraska all season long.
Yeah, I think if I would have told you Nebraska would make a 54-yarder into the wind in the horseshoe, which, by the way, tied the longest field goal on the road ever made in Nebraska history. Wow. I mean, John Hull, we've heard that he's had a good leg. We just have never been able to really see it in action because the snap issues, the hold issues. This was the first time you really saw the operation look like what it should be, and then the kick looked like what it should be. What a concept, guys. I mean, in the special teams. So that was a huge boost for Nebraska because they're going to need, if they want to win in these final 4 games, it's going to be a lot of one-score games. And these kicks that we saw made by John Hall, they're going to need those kicks now moving forward here in these final 4 games.
Well, it changes the thought pattern, right? You get in the red zone or you get inside the 40-yard line, successful drive. Now you can start considering doing other things other than maybe having to go for it on 4.
Yeah, I think if you go back to the Indiana game, right? All the times you go for for 4th down and you're unsuccessful, I think obviously that decision making is knowing, okay, long snapping issues, holding issues, but now going forward, you're 100% right. Knowing that you have confidence in your kicker that can go in there and make those kicks, especially on the road, your play calling can be a little more aggressive or a little more. You can just weigh the pros and cons of every situation, and that just takes a lot of weight off of Satterfield and Rule in those situations. So I mean, I was just as surprised of anyone, but I'm glad they got the operation clean and they executed because, like Sean said, you're going to need to make some big time kicks coming up in November.